My name is Rick Jones, and I'm the sheriff here in Butler County, Ohio. Our population in our county is about 350,000. It's the 8th largest county of 88 in Ohio. I've been a very active person in regards to illegal immigration in the United States and illegal immigration in the state of Ohio and to the point of here in Butler County. I've been very active for over 2 years on this issue. Most recently, I came to the realization that I needed to take a trip to the border. I have a friend who is the sheriff in Cochise County, Arizona, right on the border of Mexico. He and I, his name is Larry Deaver. He's the sheriff there. It's a large county. The population is 150,000 roughly. The square mileage for Cochise County is 6,300 square miles. I know that there's been a problem with illegal immigration into this county, in Butler County, Ohio. The reason that I know that is I've been sheriff here for 3 years. Before that, I was the chief deputy, the number 2 person in charge in the chain of command. When it started is with the jail population. I started noticing an increase in our jail population of illegals. I couldn't get ICE to deport these people. And at that point, I started a dialogue with ICE, Immigrations and Custom Control. And in the beginning, it wasn't a good relationship. It has turned out to be a very good relationship. But in the beginning, it was very rocky. And at that point, I started asking questions. Why couldn't we get these people deported from our jail when there was a revolving door syndrome that come in and out of our jail? I've been to Washington, D.C. to meet with Ms. Myers, the director of ICE, who works for Chernoff, the director or the Secretary of Homeland Security. I flew in one day and flew out. And I had concerns with some of the investigations that ICE was involved in. I didn't feel that they were moving fast enough. But since then, there's been some pretty big steps taken by ICE. And there's been some raids. There's been some other things that's happened in this county. And so, but you got to be able to stand up. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. I've been that person. I get sued over these issues. The ACLU doesn't like what I say about these issues. But it's the right thing to do. We notice more people with DUIs that are people that aren't supposed to be here. They're illegals. We notice more people with no insurance, no driver's license. We have heinous crimes such as murder, rape. We have the more drugs that are coming into this community. So it's been a very spark debate. I've had signs erected here at the sheriff's office that say illegal aliens here, with an arrow pointing, just so the federal government, if they didn't know where they were at, that they could find them in my sheriff's office, in my jail cells. But since then, I've been placed onto the National Sheriff's Committee on Immigration Issues. Myself and Sheriff Devers are 2 of the most outspoken sheriffs on this national committee. And Sheriff Deaver is my friend, and he is in Cochise County. So I took a state representative along with me, and we flew to Cochise County less than a week ago. And this is October the 25th, Thursday, '07. So it was less than, probably a week ago from this date. We flew into Cochise County. We flew into the Tucson airport. From there, we rented a car and we went to Cochise County. The sheriff met us there and kept us very busy for 2 days. We visited the port of entry in Cochise County. That's the border between Mexico in the United States coming into Cochise County. It would shock you if you actually seen this in operation. It's basically where the cars come in. Some are searched, some are not. Some are more searched than others. It's a line that waits off back into the city, into Mexico, and then comes into the United States. There's foot traffic. There's truck traffic, semi-trucks. Some are searched more than others, and some aren't searched. I've seen photographs there at that port of entry where illegals were actually sewn into the seats of the vehicles or sewn into the dashes of the vehicles, the wheels and the different places they hide drugs. And this is what they're catching coming across the border. The port of entry is not what it should be. It's not the employee's fault that work there. It's higher up. It needs to come from our government. We have these rules and laws in place. We just need to enforce them and be more secure what comes across our border and how they come across. After leaving the port of entry, I visited 3 border patrol stations. in Cochise County, one county, 3 Border Patrol stations. In that county, that's called the Tucson sector. And there's a total of 9 Border Patrol stations in the Tucson sector. But in Cochise County, where I was at, there was only 3 Border Patrol stations. And after talking to the Border Patrol supervisors at these stations and the sheriff, I asked, how many illegals coming across the border do you actually catch or apprehend in a 24-hour period? 300 was the number that I was told, on average. Some days less, maybe some days more. I asked, how many do you feel are getting across the border? Just in this one county, I was told over 1,000. They're catching 300, 1,000 they feel are getting in every day, 365 days a year. So it doesn't take long to figure that out. One county in the United States. It's also referred to as one of the busiest, most traveled sectors, the Tucson sector, in the entire country for illegals coming across.